Putting in a naughty offer. Anal Lovers 36. First time anal sex erotica. Copyright 2023 by Kimmy Welsh. Written by Kimmy Welsh. Narrated by Talula, Rouge. Putting in a naughty offer. Anal Lovers 36. My ex-neighbor, Mr. Parker, requested that I show him around a few houses today, and right now we're on our third. The first house wasn't to his taste, and neither was the second. I'm hoping this one might be, but Christ, at this price range you sure do come across a lot of crap. Mr. Parker had kept his wealth a secret for much of his life, preferring a relatively modest living. I grew up right next door and had no idea of the vast wealth that he sat on. A 19-year-old woman like me could only dream of that kind of money. I didn't begrudge him keeping it a secret. Don't get me wrong, it stung a little to see what he could afford, but I respected him for staying quiet. This one comes in a little under budget at $3.5 million, but there's a lot to like, I told him as we stood at the grandiose double doors. Let's see it, Amelia. He smiled. So far today, Mr. Parker had been disappointed, but I was determined to find him something he liked, not least because the commission alone would see me with a very healthy bonus that year. I twisted the key into the lock, and we entered the huge abode. Almost all the houses I showed him were unoccupied, and this was no different. When people reach a certain point in wealth, they spend less and less time in the assets they paid millions for. It really was a strange phenomenon as far as I was concerned. If I'd paid this much for something, I'd want to use it all the time, but the current seller didn't see it like that. It didn't stop them from putting their stamp on the house, though, and that stamp was immediately apparent when, in the huge marble lobby, we came across a tall wooden sculpture of a strange-looking tribal man with a huge cock. I'd seen it on the photos, so it didn't shock me, but Mr. Parker stood there for a moment and stared. "There's no accounting for taste," he said, stepping closer and peering. The sculpture had long ears and an equally long cock, the head of which was bulbous. Mr. Parker hummed and raised his eyebrows. Then he turned his head up to the ceiling and the large overhead skylight that illuminated the space. "Lovely entrance," he said, "if we ignore the sculpture." "It is," I said. "They've used marble to keep it cool and then softened things with furnishings and warm colors."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?